Alright, 5th graders, today we are starting our paper mache project by creating the form that's going to be underneath the paper mache. So you are creating an ice cream cone with a flat bottom. So you are going to be using a cup cylinder form. We're going to be adding a rectangle to the top to be making that outcropping. And you're also going to be adding some ice cream scoops on top. Okay, so at the drive-thru you're going to grab your cup and a tagboard strip. This is going to get wrapped around the top. Now with a lot of these directions today, I'm going to show you what I do, and then you're going to have to do a little bit of problem solving for yourself. Okay, so with some tape, I'm going to connect this top rectangle to the top lip of my cup. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the edge and wrap it around. Now once again, this is what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, feel free to kind of figure this out as you go. The goal is just the same, to get that rectangle on the top lip of the cup. Kind of fold that tape over and keep going. Now with the paper mache, it's going to be kind of important that you manage the texture of the tape. So what I'm saying is you don't want it to be super, super textured and bumpy. Otherwise, when you go to paint, it won't look quite right. Okay, so I'm getting it as smooth as I can, knowing that it won't be perfect. But I'm just trying my best. All right. From there, if I need to do some more taping, I'll do so, but that looks pretty secure. All right, I'm ready to start thinking about the ice cream scoops. So you can have as many ice cream scoops as you would like, but your ice cream cone needs to stand on its own. So if it's tipping over, then you have too many or something's not quite right. So as the sculptor, as the artist, you need to figure out, how can I create my sculpture so that it stands up on its own. All right, for me, what I decided was to use a half sheet of newspaper, and I'm going to crumple it into a ball. Okay, I kind of hold it to my ice cream cone in check. I think I want my scoop to be a little bit bigger, so I can use another half. Wrap that around, because once again, I'm being really careful about the texture. I know it's going to be crinkly, but I don't want it to be super crinkly. I'm going to try to control as much as I can. That looks pretty good. From there, I need to wrap this with tape. Now, 5th grade, we can easily go through a lot of tape with this project. Okay, so please be intentional. That means think about how you're using the tape and use it in a smart way. I wrapped it around so that those little loose ends are sticking together. I am only using a little bit of tape at a time because I know as I rip the tape, it wants to stick to itself, and I don't want to waste any of the masking tape. See right there, it wants to stick to itself, but because I only had a little bit, I was able to untangle it. I am wanting this to be a solid sphere before I move on to my next one. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to make another scoop, maybe a little bit smaller on the top. All right, so here are my 2 scoops. I need to attach these now to the cup. So I'm going to, once again, use some tape. I'm starting with the bottom. I'm going to attach. I'm starting with the bottom because I know then that this will balance, right? Because our rule is you can have whatever you can create as long as it stands on its own. So if it doesn't stand on its own with just the bottom scoop, then I have some things to figure out before I add anything to it. standing on its own. I can add my second scoop. Ooh, that might be kind of cool if it's tipped off to the side. I'm putting a little piece of tape going horizontally, a little piece of tape going vertically. I'm just trying to get that to stick on there. There's a lot of individual problem solving in this 5th grade. Okay, so I'm showing you how I figured it out. Now it's your turn to figure it out for yourself. Kind of trying to control the texture once again, making it as smooth as I can, even though it's with the masking tape. I think that looks pretty good. If I wanted, I could add a cherry on top. Maybe I could add a second sphere off to the side, so maybe it kind of looks like Mickey Mouse ears. Whatever you would like your ice cream cone to look like, it's up to you, but it must stand on its own. So do a little check. When you have gotten this far, you are done for today. Your name and class code needs to go on the bottom. Here's mine with a Sharpie, Mrs. C, and my class code. And this will come back to the drive-thru.